The number one use case which people use ChatGPT for is not for research. We are almost stuck into this virtual reality, whether we like to admit it or not, and addicted to the internet. We can't get out even if we want to. If a student is taking up a 4-year degree to master a certain field of study, that's already so delayed. 4 years will already put them behind. Hi everyone, my name is Jean Marie. Welcome to my channel, and if you've been here before, welcome back. I just have to talk about what's happening on the internet today. Nobody knows what's gonna happen. Nobody knows what to do. Everything is happening so fast. So first is the rise of AI. Left and right, we're using AI all of a sudden. Just 2 years ago, that wasn't really a thing. Maybe it was for those really in-depthly involved in technology, but for general people like myself, AI wasn't really a thing last year or 2 years ago. But now I can't seem to function in my work without ChatGPT or Claude helping me just be more efficient. And not just at my work, but also in like my personal life. I don't really use Google anymore, and when I do, I find myself frustrated because I feel like it's so dumb. It doesn't understand my question, and it makes me do 20-30 more steps or researching versus just asking like a GPT. That's one thing, but the most concerning part is you would think robots would replace jobs in the future, but it's already happening today. You might have heard, if you're in the tech space or even if you're not, Microsoft laid off about 6,000 employees last week. One of my friends from church is actually a software engineer in Microsoft. He wasn't laid off, thank God. It seems that there will be more layoffs from Microsoft in the next few months. That might be the information that they were given. So there's just no sense of security in their jobs anymore. Especially for software engineers. Just last year or 2 years ago, that was one of my strong options for my kids. My kids are 10 and 12 today, so I always felt like when they go off to college, maybe a good option for them would be in the medical field or in software engineering, but it seems that that's now a very risky option. If you're a junior software engineer, things might be very tough for you these days, because unless you're like really a genius and your level of engineering is like top-notch senior level, then great. But if you don't have that on paper and on experience, it's so hard for you to get that senior level job, right? If you're like an average software engineer, how can you even get a job when the things that you know AI can already do? And if you're still earning that degree as we speak today to become a software engineer in the next couple of years, what you're learning today is probably going to be already outdated by the time you graduate. It's ironic that the jobs that created these AI tools are now being replaced by the tools that they created, but it's not just software engineering, it's literally everything. There's probably a handful of jobs that cannot be replaced by AI at a certain point. I feel like soft skills jobs, and this is just my guess and based on my exposure, I could be wrong. Very personable social jobs might be hard to replace, but I know like in the future, they're also really building up robots that look, feel, talk like humans already. There was a survey where the number one use case of which people use ChatGPT for is not for research, but it's for therapy. And I get that. ChatGPT gives you so much useful, unbiased opinion that helps you think through and process your emotions. Of course, to a certain extent, right? Something you don't have to pay for to go to therapy, or there might be things that you can't really talk to a friend about, very personal, private things to you, but ChatGPT won't say anything. ChatGPT doesn't have a bias against you. Will probably have very meaningful, structured feedback for you that you won't take offense with. So I get that. That was like a big percentage or a bulk of what people are using ChatGPT for. Imagine when the time comes when they're able to personify ChatGPT in a robot that really looks and feels like humans. My big guess is that's not far along from now. Like that's probably in the next couple of years, because they're already making robots. It's just a matter of how human they can make these robots look and feel like. That's not even just in the job market. It's like everywhere on the internet today. More than half of what we're seeing is probably AI generated, and we don't even realize it. When people get to know the content creators they're following, they get attached to the realness That's why I feel like lifestyle vlogs, week in the day, life in the day of vlogs are popular. Even those, like, there are already fake AI accounts, but today it's still a little bit obvious, but it's getting so much better. Scams are becoming more common using AI. Oh my gosh, people are using AI filters that change their faces and look so realistic to do job interviews. I don't know if you've seen those videos. They're very concerning. People are making creators out of AI and they look like real life people with real life jobs and real life routines, and at the end of the day they're actually AI, but we don't know that. We believe what we see, but knowing that this is out there, it's nauseating. But we are almost stuck into this virtual reality, whether we like to admit it or not. We are so stuck and addicted to the internet. We can't get out even if we want to. People are buying dumb phones. Dumb phones are a thing again. Flip phones and, you know, those non-internet phones. It's becoming a thing. I want one. That's how people are so sick of the internet. So is the internet dying? In a way, or at least like the version of the internet that it's becoming. I don't think people will ever survive anymore without the internet, just because of the convenience and the accessibility and how our lives are just, and work are just so intertwined with the internet. Like, obviously we can't live without email anymore, without like being able to research online, communicate with our friends through messaging apps and even social media, unfortunately. People are hungry for an alternative. I want to close with how I'm preparing my kids for this. I don't think I could ever prepare my kids for exactly what's going to happen, because no one knows what exactly is going to happen. I've started to realize that the traditional way of schooling in high school and college, it's archaic and it's been around for ages. It hasn't been updated. And I don't think it might be suitable and as effective as it was before for the world that we have today. For now, they will go the traditional route, but I am exploring options on what college could look like for them, what high school could look like for them. It might be training them on something else while doing the traditional high school, or it might be homeschooling while investing in other ways to navigate this new world. I will try my best to build them up to be prepared for this world, to have that grit and to have skills, soft skills, life skills. No one's ever going to be very prepared because we really don't know what's going to happen. But I have a strong feeling the traditional way of schooling will not be sufficient anymore. If a student is taking up a 4-year degree to master a certain field of study, that's already so delayed. I feel like by the time 4 years is over, whether or not that's software engineering, 4 years is so long with how fast our world is evolving. 4 years will already put them behind. I'm not saying no to traditional school just yet, but I'm definitely considering other options and just being open-minded to what else is out there. I'm curious, what are you guys thinking? How are you guys feeling? Have you been affected with AI layoffs lately? How are you planning to prepare your kids as much as possible for this, for a new world that we live in? Are you getting sick of the fakeness of the internet? Would love to have the conversation in the comments. Let me know. I feel like we're all just waiting. We're waiting for something. We don't know what it is until it's in our face and we have to make that decision. That's all of my thoughts are for today. I would love to continue in the comments if you can share yours as well. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.